Alright, so with the help of Christopher Walken, we're going to take a look at Costas' level of thinking in regards to higher level questioning. So Disney has put out a remake of The Jungle Book, and I saw the preview of it, and I saw the characters that were played by certain actors, and I saw Christopher Walken's name. And I thought, wow, right away I had a whole bunch of questions that popped into my head. Christopher Walken in a Disney movie, that was the first question. So if you're not familiar with Christopher Walken, we'll take a look at the next slide here. And Christopher Walken has a very unique physical appearance. In addition to that, he has a very unique talking style, has a unique accent. So it doesn't really seem like the type of guy you would hear in a children's movie. So I looked up what character he was playing, and we'll take a look at the next slide, and it turns out he's playing King Louie. So Mowgli is the other character there, and the main conversation would be between Mowgli and Christopher Walken playing King Louie. So if you look at the picture of Christopher Walken and you look at the picture of Mowgli, it looks like an interesting conversation already. So we're going to run through the different three levels of questions that Costa comes up with, and the conversation that King Louie, played by Christopher Walken, would have with Mowgli. So we take the first look at the first slide of questions. And level one questions are very, very simple questions, usually one-word answers, very, very easy for students to understand and to answer. You don't really have to look up answers in a textbook or anything like that in your notes. You should be able to come with them off the top of their head. So if you take a look at Mr. Walken seeing this young boy in the woods all alone, he'd say, "You're a boy all alone in the woods. How did you get here? Did a bird carry you in his beak? Did a wolf steal you from his village? How old are you? Do you speak the language of the animals here in the village? I just don't know." I have even more questions, so let's take a look at our advanced questions. So I asked you, how did you get here? If a bird carried you, did he carry you in his beak? Did he scratch you with his claws if he carried you in his claws? Did a wolf carry you from your village? Did he think you were harmful? Or was he scared? Did he think you were food and he was hungry? I don't know. Help me with these questions, please. If you saw a boy in a village and you were a wolf, would you help that boy? I'm so curious. Help me out here, please. I have even more questions, really advanced questions. In this case here, we're taking a look at level 3 questions, and these are an extension of level 1, level 2, and level 3. And as you read through them, they're kind of asking the same things, but they're asking the student, if this is your class, whatever subject this is, they're asking them to expand on the question and really show their current understanding and their current grasp of the knowledge. So they have to apply the information that they've learned, they have to analyze everything and kind of put it together and sum it up. So for example, you could say, if you're a boy raised in the woods, all of a sudden you move to the city, are you still going to walk around in your loincloth? Or are you going to have to wear normal clothes? Or you're raised by animals, you're in this new city, the main food source for people is animals. Do you think it's okay to kill animals for human consumption? How do you feel? So those are just some examples where you're taking a look at, you're applying the question of, how did you get to this village? How did you fit in with the animals? Would you do the same thing if you saw someone in need, an animal or a human? And then you have to analyze what would happen if you take your situation that you're in and you put it into another area. So for example, you're a boy who was raised in the woods by animals. Now you're living in a major city, a major metropolitan city. There's cars buzzing around everywhere. People are eating animals, which are technically your family because they raised you. So how do you feel about these? So this is a perfect way when you get to level 3 questions to have students present some type of, whether it's an argument, a compare and contrast, something along those lines where it's just much, much more than them reciting what they know or reading something off of a piece of paper, really synthesizing their understanding of it. So this is great where we turn the tables on the students and we actually have them ask the questions. Many times students come in and say to us, they say, tell me the answer, tell me the answer, tell me the answer. Well, we want to flip that around to where the students are actually asking the questions, and we can ask them for the answers, because then that really shows that they're applying their current understanding of that knowledge. So that's it. Hopefully with the help of Christopher Walken, myself, and Mowgli, you can help your student develop some higher level questioning. Thank you. Have a great day.